I'm Eric Lanskroner, live coming up on 8 o'clock. This is New Jersey Tonight. The mayor of an Ocean County town asking residents to help prevent another tragedy like what happened over the weekend when an 11-year-old girl was electrocuted while swimming in a lagoon. Also, valuable gems and minerals stolen from an exhibit at a Sussex County museum. We'll have more on that story coming up. And Mayor Dawn Zimmer says that she will not be seeking a third term in Hoboken after serving the city for 8 years. Right now, meteorologist Dave Curran in the Weather Center with the latest on our forecast. Dave?
Eric, it was a gorgeous afternoon today with mainly sunny skies, no humidity, but a bit breezy. Temperatures still climbed to the upper 80s. Those numbers are now dropping as we get closer and closer to sunset. We'll look for mainly clear skies out there at the moment. Some clouds associated with our front that brought the severe weather yesterday still hanging around to our south. And we're actually noticing the humidity levels beginning to rise in southern sections of New Jersey. Dew point temperatures are in the middle 60s south of the Atlantic City Expressway. We're also keeping an eye on some energy that's up in the Great Lakes. Some of this is going to spiral towards New Jersey. Timing is everything right now, and based on what I'm looking at right now, I think the showers are actually going to move in a little bit earlier than what guidance is suggesting. Guidance is suggesting between 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening there could be some widely scattered storms. Based on what I'm looking at here, this is likely going to occur right around lunchtime. So, we may actually luck out with some of the sprinkles that'll be moving through the area. Temperatures are warm right now, but nothing like what's happening out in the desert Southwest. This is an all-time record high for McCain Airport. Las Vegas is at 115. Needles, California topped out at 125 degrees. The hottest temperatures on Earth right now occurring in California and Arizona, with those temperatures that range from 115 to 125. Thankfully, we don't have that in the forecast for us here in New Jersey. 68 and clear for tonight. We'll look for temperatures to peak at about 87 tomorrow afternoon. It's mainly sunny, a few afternoon clouds. May actually try to shake out a few storms as we go through the mid-afternoon hours. I'll have another update in the next 10 minutes. Right now, Eric, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. New tonight, we're following reports of an attempted terror attack in Brussels. This happened at a busy train station in the heart of the city. Authorities say the suspect was wearing a suicide belt. He was shot by soldiers before a bomb was detonated. Bomb squad actually performed a controlled explosion. A spokesman for the Belgian Federal Police said the suspected attacker was shot and killed. Paterson police looking for the man they say stole a bus. Officials say that he used a knife to rob the driver of $200 and then took off with the bus. It happened earlier this month at the intersection of Main and Broadway. Tonight, police still don't have him. Valuable gems stolen in a brazen heist at a New Jersey museum. News 12 New Jersey's John Bathke reports a trail of blood left behind could help police find the culprit.
It was pretty severe damage to the exhibits.
Mark Boyer feels as if his home was robbed. The Franklin Mineral Museum, of which he is president, is that much a part of his life. A thief or thieves broke in through a second-floor window, came down a rope, and made off with at least $30,000 worth of gems and other items.
Gemstones. There were some artifacts that were taken from our Mexican native exhibit in the Indian Artifact Room.
Shattered glass awaited the museum's curator yesterday morning, who discovered the valuables were taken. Whoever did it left behind a trail of blood, which may prove crucial to investigators.
If anybody in the area, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, wherever, has noticed anybody with any type of laceration that's unusual, that hasn't been treated, or maybe even someone that may have sought some treatment and can't explain where they received the laceration or injury, I would ask that they contact the Franklin Police.
The museum exhibits items native to this mineral-rich region of New Jersey. This museum was founded more than 50 years ago, and it has thousands of rocks, minerals, and gems. Boyer says they are hoping police can find the stolen items. They are planning to reopen for the public this weekend. In Franklin, John Bathke, News 12, New Jersey.
Police right now determining just how many thieves were involved, and they'll be checking with area pawn shops to see if they try to sell the stolen valuables. Authorities say that a New Jersey police officer initially thought to have been killed in a car crash actually died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Mercer County prosecutors say that 44-year-old Hamilton Township officer Tom White was off-duty Monday when his SUV struck the back of a van in Hamilton. White died at the scene. The van driver wasn't hurt. A man involved in a conspiracy to file false federal income tax returns on behalf of jail inmates has been sentenced to more than 4 years in prison. Reginald Eford of East Orange received a 51-month term today. He also has to pay more than $200,000 in restitution. Eford and another man pleaded guilty last December to conspiracy to make and present false, fictitious, and fraudulent claims to the IRS. The mayor of a shore town is asking residents to help prevent another tragedy like what happened on Saturday when an 11-year-old girl was electrocuted while swimming in a lagoon. Kayla Matos of Newark died Saturday night when she grabbed an electrically charged boat lift behind her friend's home in a Toms River lagoon. Mayor Tom Kelleher calls the tragedy a horrible accident, and he wants people who live along the lagoons to have their boat lift checked for any problems.
If you have a boat lift and it's obviously in the water, it would certainly behoove you to just check out the electrical connections to make sure that there are no shorts that are putting energy into that frame.
Now, Toms River Township issued a permit for the lift in 2001, but when new homeowners moved in 2004, the lift sat unused, and the mayor says that the residents had no idea the electrical system was damaged. The Wall Township Board of Education holding a meeting tonight regarding the removal of President Trump's name from clothing worn by 2 students for their high school yearbook photos. News 12 New Jersey first reported the censorship in early June. Pictures printed in the yearbook with President Trump's name and logo in one case, resized in another, and photoshopped out. One student also missing a quote that referenced the president. It was enough to suspend the yearbook advisor and indefinitely, and to cause several students and families to make their grievances public. The district superintendent vows to reprint the yearbooks correctly at taxpayers' expense. Hoboken Mayor Dawn Zimmer will not be seeking a 3rd term as mayor. Instead, she's throwing her support behind a member of the city council, Ravi Bala. Zimmer says that when she started in politics, she actually wasn't looking for a full-fledged career in it. During and after Superstorm Sandy, Zimmer gained a national profile for speaking out on environmental issues. She says the issue of climate change has influenced her decision.
With President Trump having pulled our country out of the Paris Accord, demonstrating a lack of commitment to addressing this critical issue at the federal level, I have decided that it is the right time for me to take on a new role working more directly on this important issue.
Now, Ravi Bala was the first Sikh American to be elected to a New Jersey municipal council, and if he wins the election, will likely become the first Sikh American mayor. Dawn Zimmer has not indicated what her immediate plans are beyond continuing to advocate for climate change. Now, a smoother ride coming for drivers on part of I-95, but first, it'll be a bumpy summer, folks. Governor Christie's announcement coming up. And thousands of students explain what the American flag means to them, but it was one Union County teen who rose to the top. How'd you like a backpack with programmable fabric? One that would let you share music, video, or Facebook page with anybody nearby. Well, JanSport has developed 300 prototype backpacks featuring a sort of backpack patch. Say that 3 times fast. It's for kids of the digital age. It says that the backpacks are still under experimentation, but could hit the market sometime within the next 18 months. Amazon Prime members will soon be able to try on clothing and accessories before buying them. Amazon's latest foray into fashion is called Prime Wardrobe. Prime members can choose 3 or more items to be shipped out to them, and then they have 7 days to try them on at home with free return shipping. Amazon declined to say when it'll officially launch the service, which is currently in beta testing. Let's get back to meteorologist Dave Curran. A check of your weather on the One's forecast right now. We had a really nice day.
Yep.
Tomorrow, you said maybe a little bit of a hiccup?
Yeah, just a little bit of a hiccup by saying that there's going to be warmth, there'll be a little bit of humidity, and there's that possibility of a few afternoon showers kind of popping up. We're keeping an eye on this little piece of energy that's dropping down into the northern plains, into the eastern Great Lakes. That is going to head towards New Jersey at some point during the day. Right now, if timing comes out, I think it comes in ahead of where guidance is suggesting, so it would be on either side of lunchtime instead of either side of dinner time. Right now it is comfortable here in northern and central New Jersey, but those dew point temperatures now beginning to creep up. We're in upper 60s right along the Atlantic City Expressway. Toms River is now back up to about 62, so it won't be long before we start to see that muggier weather taking an aim at New Jersey for tomorrow afternoon. Tropical Storm Cindy with winds of 45 miles an hour sitting stationary in the Gulf of Mexico, but the odds are taking this storm right into East Texas and then swinging it into the Tennessee Valley. This is the latest details coming into the Weather Center right now. Based on this track, there's a couple of different ways this storm system can go by Friday going into Saturday. Some tropical guidance takes the storm towards New Jersey. More reliable models are actually suggesting the storm system kind of noses off and flattens out into the mid-Atlantic, bypassing New Jersey, but there's still an opportunity for some clouds and some rain showers. Right now, those chances are on the smaller side, but like I was saying earlier in the day, I think they're going to be growing for Friday, and this is going to be the leftover moisture from Cindy. Could actually kind of ease us into early Saturday morning, but even that doesn't look too terrible. Saturday, Sunday looking great. We'll be dealing with mainly sunny skies, and temperatures should be in the lower 80s. Tonight, 50s and 60s under mainly clear skies. Tomorrow is officially the first afternoon of summer, and it feels like it, with temperatures predominantly in the middle 80s. I'll have another update in the next 10 minutes. Right now, Eric, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. Live at 8:14, Governor Christie announcing new road work to get underway this summer on a major corridor of I-95 in Mercer County that runs right through Ewing, Hopewell, and Lawrence. It's funded in part by your gas tax dollars. The News 12 New Jersey's Katie Kairos with an update on the work that could affect your travels.
With I-95 stretching up and down the coast, work can back up summer traffic for miles.
On 95 with the Scudder's Falls Bridge being revamped, it's a mess for 4 miles. 4 miles on the Pennsylvania side and 4 miles on the New Jersey side.
This stretch alone in Mercer County through Ewing, Hopewell, and Lawrence carries 86,000 cars a day. And in the coming weeks, New Jersey will put $15 million into resurfacing it. Welcome news to local drivers.
I've definitely had tires blow out because of potholes, so seeing that being corrected sooner rather than later, I think, is most beneficial to getting people ready for the summer.
Governor Christie announced the project as one of more than 900 currently underway throughout the state using the Transportation Trust Fund, newly replenished through a 23-cent gas tax increase that went into effect last fall. The governor brokered the TTF deal, and he emphasizes tax cuts included in that deal in relation to the increase, a tax break for retirees, abolishing the estate tax, and lowering the sales tax.
I think that when people evaluate the entire package, it was a package that was extraordinarily advantageous both to the commuter and traveler and to the taxpayer of the state.
The I-95 project will include resurfacing of the lanes both north and southbound starting this summer and wrapping up next year. The governor says there are more TTF-funded improvements to mass transit to come. In Ewing, Katie Kairos, News 12, New Jersey.
Critics called the 23-cent gas tax increase last year a front-loaded 160% tax increase on drivers. The governor's office says that New Jersey's average gas price does remain lower than in neighboring states. Meanwhile, Governor Christie says that the lawyer who represented him in the Bridgegate scandal will remain his attorney unless and until he gets sworn in to run the FBI. Christopher Wray's firm, Atlanta-based King & Spalding, was paid more than $650,000 during the trial that led to the convictions of 2 former Christie aides. Governor Christie himself was not charged. Well, U.S. Senator John McCain says that North Korea has murdered Otto Warmbier, an American student who died days after his release from detention there. McCain, the Republican chairman of the Armed Services Committee, condemned the treatment of the 22-year-old University of Virginia student, who he said was murdered by the Kim Jong-un regime.
You thought that it was a murder? What do you think about someone who comes back totally incomprehensible and with significant brain damage? What would you describe it as?
Funeral services for Warmbier will be held Thursday at Wyoming High School, where he graduated in 2013. The funeral is open to the public. Now, still to come on New Jersey Tonight, live coming up on 8/17, a win in court for a Native American tribe in North Jersey, why a judge is letting them put up teepees. Plus, a news chopper in Florida finds a missing boy, but it's where he was found that'll shock you. Welcome back to New Jersey Tonight. A judge strikes down a temporary order barring a Native American tribe from putting up teepees in Mahwah. The judge says that the city failed to prove the Ramapo Lenape Nation demonstrated imminent and irreparable harm. He also dismissed the tribe's argument that it's entitled to relief from zoning ordinances because it has freedom of religion. Well, the tribe says that the ruling is relief, but the town says the dispute never should have gone this far.
I don't consider there to be any winners or losers. The fact of the matter is that had the tribe showed up on the first day of the hearing, they would have had judge would have had an opportunity to hear both sides. They failed to show up. So as a result, the judge imposed the TRO.
Groups will head to municipal court. Township officials still maintain the tribe's 14-acre property is being used illegally as a place of public assembly and as a campground. The tribe will seek a zoning variance to use the property for religious and cultural purposes. Phoenix firefighters still responding to the call of duty in record-breaking heat. They're battling fires while insulated and bogged down in heavy gear. And once attempts go above 105, they take extra precautionary measures, including cutting work cycles during fires. And they also use something called the rehab unit, which provides relief and indoor refuge.
50 pounds of gear with about a 25-pound air pack on our back, and that doesn't include all the stuff that people have in their pockets.
Forecasters also warning that Phoenix could hit 120 degrees this week. Phoenix has hit the 120 mark only 3 times. The last time was 22 years ago. The record high was 122 degrees recorded June 26th, 1990. And if my memory serves me, meteorologist Dave Curran said some areas are going to get even hotter than that.
Yeah, well, Phoenix is baking right now. They've been dealing with temperatures ranging between 115 and 120. The hottest temperature on the planet this afternoon was in Needles, California at 125. Needles, California was at 104 at 8:56 this morning. Can you imagine that? No, I can. All right, let's talk about the tropics, because that's another sure sign that summer is here. And we are looking at Tropical Storm Cindy, bringing in a lot of Gulf moisture to places like the Panhandle of Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, already reporting significant flooding as we continue to see this system kind of drifting up towards the north. Now, there's going to be a couple of different paths that this storm is going to follow. I think it's going to follow the path of least resistance, and that's more than likely going to veer it somewhere in towards North Carolina and Virginia, although some of these tropical models are steering it right up into New Jersey. I do think that potentially some clouds and rain showers are going to flirt with the southern half of the state on Friday going into very early Saturday morning, but I think that'll be about the extent of things. For tonight, we're looking at temperatures eventually coming down into the upper 50s and lower 60s. That's where we'll start your day, in the upper 60s and lower 70s under mainly sunny skies. We will notice the humidity levels beginning to rise as the winds become a little bit more southwesterly. Now, we're going to keep an eye on the skies tomorrow afternoon. Anytime after about 4, there could be some widely scattered storms kind of drifting through the northern half of the state. I don't think it's going to be anything prolific, but there could be some wet weather right around dinner time that we'll have to track. By Thursday morning, it's bright, it's beautiful. Temperatures again in the middle 60s. We're on our way to afternoon highs in the middle 80s under nothing but sunshine. And then on Friday, it looks like the weather kind of tapering a little bit. It's going to get hot. It's going to get humid. It's also going to get cloudy with some storms, especially in the southern half of the state. On Saturday, there could be some morning showers from Mercer County southward Otherwise, everyone else is looking at mainly sunny conditions that will take you right on into Sunday as our temperatures remain in the lower 80s. We look ahead to next week, and I think our temperatures are going to get much cooler for the end of June. I'll have another update in the next 10 minutes, and that's Look at Your News 12 New Jersey weather on the ones.
Dave, thanks a lot. A Union County teenager is ending his school year on a high note. Guy Francis, a 7th grader in Union Township, won first place in the 14th annual PNC Bank American Patriot Essay Contest. Now, the contest is sponsored by Quick Check New Jersey Festival of Ballooning. So guess what? Today, the 13-year-old got to go up in a hot air balloon right in front of his family, school, and local officials.
It was good. I never went on it before, though. I wondered, actually wondering, do real people actually go higher instead of this? Because, we didn't really go that high. I was expecting higher, but it was okay.
Yeah, Guy's essay focused on how his maternal great-grandfather fled the Nazis during World War II, and his paternal great-great-great-grandfather escaped from slavery in North Carolina. A boy in Hialeah, Florida, was spotted by a news chopper sleeping on the roof of his home today. The 11-year-old boy found a few hours after he disappeared. His parents seen hugging him after he climbed down to safety, and it wasn't the first time he's run away. This time, he took off because of an argument with his mom. He didn't appear to be hurt. Live right now, 8:25. Keep it right here with us on New Jersey Tonight. We'll be right back with a check of your top stories, and you can also find the very latest information on news12.com as we take a look outside a moment ago at the boardwalk. And here's a look at your winning lottery numbers.